This is Penelope, and she is in desperate need of a shear. Those mats are the depth of my hand. And by mats, I mean one big one. This sheep came from the Houston SPCA. She was found wandering the streets of downtown Houston with a potbelly pig. They now live together at their forever home, where her owners tried to shear her but were unsuccessful. It was impossible to find an entry point, so I tried my best to push through the mats with sheer force. Get it, sheer force. After I broke this loose, I had to pay close attention to try not to nick her. These mats are extremely heavy and close to her skin. Mats like this pull on the skin and cause a tension wrinkle, which are super easy to nick. Unfortunately, I was not able to get all of these off with no nicks, but I know that those little cuts are way better than her overheating in this massive blanket. By the time we were done, I was so surprised she was so calm the entire time, and when I let her go, she almost had to catch her breath for a minute. I let her take her time as I go check out that fleece. It's extremely heavy and super thick. Imagine feeling the breeze on your skin for the first time in years. Rossetti has grown so much wool that now he's wool blind. He grows it on his eyes, his sack, the bottoms of his legs, and in his armpits. Although shag is a common trait in baby dolls, I've never seen one this fluffy. But that's not the only thing unique about this guy. He also has black and white markings. He's honestly the first of his kind that I've seen here in the Midwest. The only baby dolls I've encountered are either black or white with no spotting. So his coloration was definitely a bright spot in this jungle of fiber. But it's hard to admire the beauty when you also have to acknowledge the flaw of a fluffy face. This is his first year though, and hopefully the fluffiest he'll ever be. It's been my experience that many Southdowns lose the density in their face as they age. For it being his first time, he barely gives me a fuss, and I'm sure shaving his face made a whole new world for him. There's a lot to see, my dude, but man, those are some cool markings. This lint-covered meatball is a sheep. She's never missed a meal, but she did miss last year's shearing, making her easily the biggest task I've ever taken on. It takes me 8.5 minutes to find the sheep in this pool, and the pile it leaves behind is mind-blowing. I mean, look at the size of this thing. Although, the sheep's no lapdog either. I can barely wrap my arms around this monster, and a construction-sized trash bag is almost not enough. It's 23 pounds of dirt, oil, and mats, something no one would want to be trapped in. Whew, this is Olivia, and she's a hot mess, so I've come to try to tame that hair. Over the last year, she worked very hard to grow this beautiful coat, which helped keep her warm for the winter. But now it's getting pretty warm, so it's time to give this Colorado girl a summer body. After I clean up her first hip and her rump, it's time to finally cut off that bougie scarf she's been toting around. Even though she's a hot mess, she's still the goodest of girls. Olivia is a Shetland sheep, and usually those are very feisty, but not this classy lady. She waits very patiently while I roll off all that gorgeous thick fiber.